Thanks, Regina, and thanks everyone for joining. Very quickly, my name is Ward Gibson. I am the relationship manager here at TSYS, working with the team at DocuTrack. Very excited for the chance today to speak with you about credit card processing within office therapy. Appreciate your time when everyone's very busy, but again, we're very excited to kind of talk to you about this feature of your software and how we can help your business. And with that, I definitely will turn things over to my colleague, Joe Nezazan.
Thank you, Ward, and thank you, Regina, and thank you, everybody, for attending. As Ward and Regina said, it's a busy day. I really do appreciate you taking some time. I am part of Ward's team here. I am a provider advocate for DocuTrack and Office Therapy, in particular with their integrated payment section. And Regina, if you want to go ahead and get to slide 2. Yep, there we go. And that has all my direct contact information. So feel free to write that down, jot that down. If you have any further questions after the webinar that we weren't able to address here, or if you'd like to go ahead and get started with using your integrated payment piece within Office Therapy, just go ahead and feel free to contact me. That is my direct line, as well as my direct email address. So going to slide 3, just kind of an overview of what we're going to be going over today. I'm going to go ahead and introduce all of you to TSYS, go over some healthcare trends, in particular as to how they relate to patient payments, outline some of the challenges that you may be facing in your respective offices, and furthermore, show the TSYS payment solution through your Office Therapy system and its efficiency advantages. And at the end of it all, we're going to go ahead and open it up to the attendees for a little Q&A session. Just some information on who we are at TSYS. We are a leading provider of integrated payment technologies in the U.S. with 20 plus years of processing for the healthcare industry. We have over 75 staff members dedicated to the healthcare industry with offices spanning across the U.S. We as TSYS are in offices, we know how to handle patient payments with hundreds of integrated and affinity healthcare partners processing billions of dollars for tens of thousands of active practices. We know how to handle healthcare payments, and we are trusted by those thousands and thousands of similar healthcare professionals, such as yourselves. We don't have a one-size-fits-all approach. We have created payment technologies that fit our partners' user experience. By having an integrated system to collect your patient payments through a system that you're already using today, it's going to save you time, and it's also going to simplify your process of accepting those patient payments. A little bit more about TSYS. I said previously that we process billions of dollars for healthcare professionals with over $120 billion to be exact. We enable offices to increase their patient payment flow by accepting all major credit card brands, including Discover and American Express, as well as able to accept patients' checks electronically, and also including those HSA and FSA cards that so many of today's patients are carrying around today. We also allow offices to accept payments in any environment, whether it be face-to-face, on the go, or even online payments. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the trends in healthcare, in particular in regards to the patient responsibility. As healthcare professionals, your patient's well-being is always the most important part of your practice. Which is why it's important to understand the financial burdens that can be placed on patients and to be able to enable your staff to approach patients with courtesy and have a conversation, not a confrontation. They need to understand that 52% of Americans have stated that healthcare costs are actually viewed as a financial burden.
Sorry.
No, thank you, Regina. No worries. The shift toward patient responsibility has increased dramatically over the last decade plus. Just from 2010 to 2015, the patient out-of-pocket cost has increased by roughly 43%, and that number is only going to increase. The annual medical cost for a family of 4 is already over $24,000 a year. Patient payments now represent a significant portion of the overall payment to practices. The fact of the matter in today's world is that patient payment responsibility is on the rise. Previously, patients had more comprehensive insurance coverages that featured little to no deductibles from patients, and offices would focus more on insurance payments, versus now, patients have less insurance coverage, which means more payment responsibility from the patient, high deductibles and copays, and have shifted the focus to patient payment management. What is affecting that increase in cost is the rise in high deductible health plans. In 2004, only 4% of patients were on high deductible plans, which increased dramatically to 24% in 2014, and that number is expected to be around 44% by 2018, which is less than 9 months away. What that means is that the amount of money that you'll need to capture from patients is going to continue to rise. Thank you, Regina, for moving to the next slide. What I want to discuss here is one way to ensure capture of that patient payment is to have more than one way to take payments. With TSYS and your office therapy integrated payment piece, you'll have the ability to accept all 5 major ways of payments: cash, credit and debit cards, checks, ACH capabilities, as well as those HSA and FSA cards that we discussed previously. According to a 2014 survey, 70% of consumers used at least 3 different payment methods to pay their bills. And with the high-paced rise of technology, I'm sure that percentage is only increasing. Your patients are used to having multiple ways to pay, so why should their healthcare office be any different? The goal for your practice should be to accept as many options as possible, and TSYS, through your office therapy system, can do that for you. If we discuss some inefficient workflows of not having an integrated payment feature, we would find that there is some time wasted inputting payments into multiple systems. And by putting those payments into multiple systems, we would see a decrease in accuracy of payment intake. And hey, we're all human, and the more times we have to do something, the more likely we are to make a simple mistake or two. But in the medical payment world, that simple mistake could make for a long and tedious night to try and find and fix that correction. You also have to reconcile multiple systems, which is going to decrease the efficiency of the office. Those challenges can be met and overcame with the office therapy integrated payment capabilities through TSYS. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this solution is going to be able to do for you by turning on your TSYS payment engine within your office therapy system. Thank you, Regina. The integrated payment piece within your office therapy system would eliminate your need for manual payment handling and standalone credit card systems. As a recap from a few slides ago, within your system you can accept all brands of credit cards and debit cards, take checks electronically, accept those HSA and FSA payments. You're also going to be able to provide your payments with convenient payment acceptance, and once you accept those payments, they're going to automatically post into your patient's ledger. If we revisit some of those inefficient workflows that we've previously discussed, we can also take a look at the solutions that your integrated payment piece through TSYS would be able to provide. No need to waste time inputting payments multiple times, as payments are auto-posting into the patient ledger. You'll have increased payment accuracy since you're only inputting that payment once. No need to settle multiple batches since you can reconcile your payments directly through your office therapy system. And no need to worry about the hassle and runaround of setting up merchant service accounts or dealing with contracts. You would have the one-on-one relationship with myself to handle all of your onboarding, and any ongoing questions you may have in regards to your integrated payment piece, you are more than welcome to reach out to me with any questions you may have. Let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how this is going to be used within your office therapy system. So from this screen here, what you're going to do is you're going to input the amount that the patient is going to pay in your office. You see that red box there, it says payment amount. In this instance, it looks like we're going to be putting in a payment of $100. Now, once you have the amount you're going to put in, From the drop-down box, you're going to select the current method to reflect the type of card that the patient's going to be paying with. And notice there with your options, you have all the different options to choose from when it comes to payment method. Once you select the appropriate card type, this screen will pop up with an auto-filled amount that you already had put in previously. If in this instance you're going to be paying with a credit card, you can either simply click Swipe Card to swipe the patient's card, or you can manually input the patient's card numbers if they are paying over the phone or mailed in a payment of some sort. Once you swipe the card, the required information will auto-populate into those fields as we see by bubble 4. Once you just confirm that, make sure it filled in appropriately, you'll simply click OK to continue the transaction. Once you click OK, it will revert you back to the payment screen. Simply click OK again, and the payment is completed and auto-posted into the patient ledger. To process a patient's check without ever having to run to the bank, you simply select ACH in the drop-down box for payment method. Simply choose checking account, and then key enter the routing and account numbers. In box 9, you'll fill in the billing information. And the nice thing is, both account numbers and routing numbers, as well as the biller's information, will already be on the check that they've already handed you. Once you've already filled all of that in, then simply click OK. Now let's say you're winding down your day, or you want to pull up a weekly report or daily report. You simply go to the Report tab, and you're going to be looking for Report Essentials. Once you're in Report Essentials, in the top left-hand part, you're going to click Legacy Reports. And then you'll have the option to search that transaction by client or by date range that you can manipulate. Once you pull the report, you will see the amount submitted, the last 4 of the card number, as well as the date of the transaction and card type. It is truly that simple to empower your office to take these payments through your office therapy system, powered by TSYS. I'd like to open the floor now if there's any questions that any individuals may have.
Okay. So, Joe, how do they get a hold of you, or is this how they get a hold of you to enroll?
You simply have my number here. My phone number is 980-598-5394. Or you have my email there, which is my first initial, my last name, so J Nezezon, Nezezon, @tsys.com. Feel free to simply get a hold of me. It's about a 4 to 5 minute conversation, and then we can get everything taken care of and set up for you. Or you can feel free to contact Regina, in which case we can just get that information back over to me as well. Whatever you are most comfortable with.
In addition, this webinar, we hope to have this webinar up on our website so that you can review it again. Or if you have any questions, you can definitely give Joe a call at the 980-598-5394. If you have questions, you can type them in, and I'll be able to see them and ask him any questions that you might have right now.
If there's any particular section of the tool that you had questions about, or if you wanted to have our own little one-on-one webinar session, or we did a little bit deeper dive into the system, by all means, feel free to contact me and we can certainly set that up.
Okay, we have a question from one of our viewers, and they wanted to know how much does it cost. She's using TSYS and DocuTrack, but not together. Can you merge the accounts so that she can use it in office therapy?
If you want to be able to contact me, we can certainly discuss that more on a one-on-one situation.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, if there are not any more questions, then that's the webinar for today. And please feel free to contact either our sales department at 800-850-8510, or you can certainly contact Joe at the 980-598-5394. And thank you very much for your time today.